Okay, now this is a Nissan Pathfinder 3.3i. The problem I had was with the door. Right now I just repaired this one. The door opens up like it should. Alright, the door opens up like it should. The original problem is with the handle. So this one, when you try to open it, it just flaps. It does not open, it does not actuate. It does not open, doesn't actuate. Alright, I'll go through this step-by-step video to show exactly how you do that repair. So basically, this door is unable to open. Okay, so right now it's unlocked. Still not able to open it. Okay, lock, unlock, still unable to open it. To pull off the molding, because you need as much space as possible. And since you're unable, you won't be able to get the panel off completely. So right here the panel is wedged in between the frame of the vehicle and the door itself, so you won't be able to pull the panel out. Alright, so you're gonna have to do this very meticulously. So right now the frame molding is off. Well, partially off. Just leave the excess hanging. Just leave the excess hanging over here. There we go. Pops right out. Alright, so this is the clip. Yeah, all it does is just covers the screw. Alright, take that screw out. It's a Phillips screw. Another clip. Cap. So that's a cap. Protects. Actually, this is just for aesthetics, I guess. And the screw is actually right in there. Screw is right in there. Let me see. Yep, screw is right in there. Alright, get that screw out. Screw over here. Alright, get this screw out. Okay, screw. Need to pop this, pop it right up. Pop it up. Nice and gentle. Force. Okay, now the next screw is actually right over here. Take that screw off. Okay, that window switch in there. Pull off this mold in here, nice and gently. Okay. Okay, this is the cover. These 4 bolts over here, right? Because you need to be able to pull the door enough to gain enough, have enough space to gain access to pulling off the door, the internal door part. Right, and this is let's see here, 12 millimeter. 12 millimeter, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so we're gonna remove those, push the door out of the way. now can pull the door a little bit this way. It's not much, but that gives you enough space to almost an inch, which is I think that's more than enough you need to get to the mechanism on the inside. Now I would suggest you start pulling out the door cover in here. I would suggest that you start at the corner where you just remove the bolts on the hinge side, actually the hinge side of the door, because you have more space on the hinge side, which is over here. All right, you have a little bit more space. And my little invention here comes in handy, where I could push this behind the door panel. So as it holds the door, I could pop, because the rest of the securement of the door are the clips. See, pop, clips are coming off. All right, so in essence, when you push up on the door and you pull it out, you unhook it from the door frame. All right, so let's see what we got. Okay, push up. See, the door is up. Clips it out. Here we go. And at this point, you could pull your molding, pull your door panel all the way out. Okay, so this tool right here is my homemade tool. Is actually the secret to getting this thing off without damaging too many of the clips. Right now, as you can see, all the clips are out from the holes, and nothing got damaged. All right, so you could either make your own. You could either make your own tool, or I could, for $20, I could make you this tool here and send it to you. It has to be at a certain length, to be able to get through there. All right. So for $20, I could make it for you and I could send it to you. All right. Now the next phase, usually just use a blade to cut the adhesive, not the plastic. All right, just gently cut the adhesive off. I would say close to the door frame, so to avoid cutting the plastic itself. This plunger, now there's a plunger that comes down. When you open the handle from the outside, the plunger goes up and down. What we want to do, we want to pull it up enough to disengage from the actuator assembly. All right, it's a little bit tricky. I have to take off my watch for that one. It's a little bit tricky getting your hands in there. You have to basically, for this vehicle here, the plunger sits on a blue grommet. All right, and the whole idea is, let's see, take off this is the plug, that's the wire for the actuator, for the door actuator. Just take that out, get that out of the way, so we have more space to play with. All right, pull that right out through here. Let's see, I don't know how good this is. It's gonna show. Okay, where is it? Okay, right here, that blue it? Let me see if I can just shove the phone in there. Get a clear picture somehow. I don't know. I guess not. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Now that blue grommet right here, it goes up and down. Okay, that blue grommet, it's some kind of a plastic washer grommet. It's a grommet because you have the vertical plunger going right through it, and what it does, I guess, it protects the metal plungers from rubbing on each other, wear and tear. All right, so that blue, make you a little better picture there. Here we go. All right, that's much better. Okay, so that blue grommet right here, it's attached to the vertical plunger of the actuator. So you press down on the blue, and you pull up on the plunger that's going right through it, vertically. All right, and you while you pull it up on the plunger, you're pushing down. You're actually pushing down on the lever that has the blue grommet. So push down on the blue grommet, pull up on the plunger, and that should give you enough leverage to free, because the whole idea is to get this plunger out of the grommet hole, to free that up, and then you should be okay opening the door. Okay, so now the door lock is fully disengaged. All right, I don't want to, oops, just close it back. Okay, so yeah, so the door is fully out. It's fully open. So now we have to go back to the outside. Those 4 bolts that we removed from the hinge, we have to put those back in. Okay, so we put those 4 bolts back in. Very careful, nice and easy. This is a 10 millimeter bolt right in here. Let me see if we can see it. 10 millimeter bolt. That's right, it's gonna get a bit dark in there, man. 10 millimeter bolt right here. So, maneuver it out. Okay, maneuver it out. this is the crux of the problem right here. See this rust right here? That's the reason why these Pathfinders, these Nissan trucks are having locking problems. See, you should be able to, when you push down on this, you should be able to actuate this lever back and forth. But right now it's seized because of rust. Okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spray some liquid on there, rust buster, and then lubricate it a little bit with some grease. Get it nice and free, and that should solve the problem. Okay, see that spring right here? The spring actually gives tension to that lever. When you open the door from the outside, when you pull it, it should actuate. This part should go up and down, up and down. So I would say up to open the door, down for normal operation. Guys, so this is the final finished product. I loosened up, I broke off all the rust, and I lubricated the mechanism. So right now, this is the way this thing is supposed to work. See how it goes up and down, and when you release it, it should snap right back. Okay, so that's how this thing should. Okay guys, now to test the door. Make sure everything is working good. Good. So now you have that spring back action. Back into unlock. There we go. Lock. Unlock. 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 Lock. Unlock. And that's it. Unlock. Lock, unlock, and that's it. Alright, work is all done. Alright, that's it. So good luck on your project. And lubricate all the hinges. Give you a nice